Okay, in the previous session, uh, we have installed Maven and we just created some sample project, right? So today we will see build life cycle and build profiles. These two are very important in Maven. Okay, first of all, we have to understand build life cycle. Okay, so what is a build life cycle? Okay, build life cycle is a well-defined sequence of phases which define the order in which the goals are to be executed. Okay, so here phase represents a stage in a life cycle. Okay, Maven life cycle. So these are the some phases and the description of the each phase. Okay, prepare hyphen resources. This is one phase, and compile, package, install. These are the phases available in Maven. Okay, we have a lot of phases available. Okay, I list down some of the phases here. Okay, so we can see what are the phases available in the Maven documentation also. These are the phases. Okay, clean is one page, and before clean also we have pre-clean and post-clean. Validate, initialize, generate sources, process sources, generate resources, process resources, compile, process classes, generate test sources. These all are phases. Okay, generally we will use clean phase and validate, compile, and test, package, verify, install, deploy. These phases we will use commonly. Okay, so whenever you we want to customize something in some particular phase, okay, we have to specify the phase, and in that we have to do our customizations in that phases. Okay, and site also we will use. Okay, it will generate the site of our project. Okay, so in this URL we have a phases and the description of the each phase. Okay, you can go through this documentation and you can uh, see the description of the each phase. Okay, so clean means it will remove all files generated by the previous build, and compile, it will compile the source code, and package, it will generate the package compiled code, and it will generate the jar or a var file based on the packaging type, and test, it will run the tests. Okay, install means it will install the deployed generated artifact into your local repository. Deploy means it will deploy that generated artifact into remote repository. Okay, site means it will generate the site of your project. Okay, site hyphen deploy means it will deploy the site to remote repository, or if you specified any web server, it will deploy to that specified server. Okay, so how these phases will execute while building Maven project? Okay, I will explain very clearly this one. um, Local Maven training. So here I will just create one project here, Maven training. So okay, and how we can create Maven project? MVN archetype colon generate. Okay, in the previous session it is taking a lot of time to download the dependencies, right? So now this time it will give you very fast. Okay, and 661 is the standard Maven project. Okay, I am taking that one. Okay, and the group ID is Maven training, and the artifact ID is build life cycle. Okay, and the version is 1.0 snapshot. Okay, package Maven training only, and this information is correct. Okay, here one project is created, build life cycle. Okay, so we have a src directory and pom.xml. If you see this pom.xml, we have one dependency, JUnit dependency, because we have one JUnit test case in that project. Okay, and three mandatory elements: group ID, artifact ID, and versions. And the packaging type is jar. Okay, so how I can build this one? We have to change to build lifecycle project, and then we have to mvn. If you want to delete the target directory, we have to run the clean code. And if you want to generate a, if you want to compile the source code, you have to run the compile phase. Okay, generate the package mvn package. It will generate a jar file. Okay, so how these things will execute? Okay, these pages, how these pages will execute? Okay, I can open the pom.xml. Here I am going to add some plugin here. Okay, here I am going to use one plugin. After dependencies, okay, I have added build element and plugins. Inside the plugins, I am going to use Maven and run plugin. This plugin, why we have to use this plugin is, if you want to run any and commands, we have to use this Maven and run plugin. So we can write and script in this plugin and we can execute them. Okay. 1 minute. Okay, save it. So here I have added build element inside the build plugins. In this plugins element, we can use add any number of plugin elements. Okay, this is the group ID of the Maven Antrim plugin and the version 1.1 and executions. So here I am going to add executions. Okay, and the first execution is validate. Okay, and validate phase. And this one is compile. Compile phase. Test phase and package and deploy. Test phase. Package phase. Deploy phase. Okay, here I have added 5 executions. One is validate phase, compile phase, test phase, package, and deploy phase. Okay, save this pound file and go to terminal. Now you can run man validate. Okay. Okay. Execution is missing. Build our plugins by plugin. Execution ID must be unique. Okay. So here phase. Each execution we should define ID. Okay. The ID should be unique for the each phase. Okay. Now again man validate. Okay, build is success, and here you can see validate phase. Okay, there are no compile phase and test phases, right? So now I will run man compile. So now here you can see validate phase also executed and compile phase executed. Okay, man test. Now you can see validate phase executed, compile phase executed, and test phase executed, right? So what it means, we are just running the test phase, but why these things are executing? Compile phase and validate phase. Okay, so if we are executing any goal, it will execute in a sequential manner. Means it will execute all lower level phases. Suppose clean is the very lower level. Okay, clean, validate, compile, test, package. Okay, suppose if we run this package goal, it will execute all these phases. Okay, if we run test phase, it will execute all these pages. Okay, it will execute uh, like ascending order. Okay, it will, if we are running any upper level, higher level goal, it will execute all the lower level goals. Okay, okay, is it clear? So in the AND script, how we will define, we will put a depends. Okay, we will write a depends. This target depends on that target. The target depends on another target. Okay, it will execute all the chaining, right? So like that only, it will execute the all the lower level phases. Is it clear? Any doubts? In real-time projects, you no need to write this and run plugin, and you no need to write these executions. Okay, for your better understanding purpose only, I have added this plugin and I have added these executions. Okay, how the life cycle will work. Okay, okay. Suppose if you want to do some customization, suppose after compiling, you want to remove some files, you can do that customization in this phase. Okay, suppose uh, test test cases execution is completed, you want to copy the reports file to some shared location or something, you want to do some action. Okay, you can perform that action in this test phase. You can add this and run plugin, and you can write executions, and you can do the things, whatever actions you want to perform, you can write the tasks here. Is it clear? Okay, so so this is very important, build life cycle is. And next one is build profiles. Okay, so what is build profile? Okay, build profile is a set of configuration values which can be used to set or override the default values of Maven build. Okay, so Maven has some default build life cycle, right? So if you want to override the existing uh, build life cycle, we have to use build profiles. Okay, using a build profile, we can customize the build for different environments. Suppose if you want to build for Windows environment, if you want to build for Linux environment, or if you want to build for production environment or development environment or staging, UAT. Okay, we can do some customizations with the profiles. Okay, so profiles are specified in the pom.xml file only, and using its active profiles or profile elements, it will trigger the profile activation. Okay, and we can write profiles in pom.xml, and we can activate it in in different ways. Okay, we have 5 ways to activate the profiles. Okay, so how many types of build profiles are there? Three types. One is the per project, means we can define profiles in the pom.xml file. and per user, okay, defined in the settings.xml file, okay. And next one is the global, defined in a Maven global settings.xml file, okay. Per user means suppose uh, in a system we have two users, okay. I logged in with the Sri user and some other user logged in with the guest, okay. If I logged in with Sri means I have separate home for my user, okay. Guest, for guest user, he has separate home for the uh, his environment, okay. So that is the per user, okay. And global means this global is the overall Maven installation directory. In the conf directory we can see the settings.xml file, that is the global file, okay. So we can activate Maven profiles using command line and through Maven settings file, and based on environment variables we can activate those are system or user variables, okay. And based on OS settings also we can activate the profiles, and some files are missing or present in the project direct structure also we can activate the profiles, okay. So let's have a look into this project structure, okay. So in the project we will have a src directory and pom.xml, okay. In the src we will have a main and the same parallel level. In the main we have a Java and resources folder, okay. In the resources folder we will store some properties files and some mail.properties files or some database connection properties files we will store in this resources file, okay, or some environment specific properties files, okay. And the main level we will have some test package, test folder. In the test we will have a test classes of our source code, okay. So so generally developers will write code to load a specific property file, okay. Suppose env properties file, okay. Developers will write code like to load the env properties file, okay. So uh, these environment properties file, let's assume database details, okay. Database details are different for development environment, uh, different for UAT or staging or production, okay. So we have to maintain separate file for each environment, okay. While building we will copy these properties to actual file, so it will automatically code will every time pick up from one file, okay. While building we will update that file with the environment properties, okay. So let me create one sample project. Men archetype colon generate default one only. Group ID is Maven training. Project artifact ID is build profiles. Okay. Project is created. Okay, now go to build profiles. Open the pom.xml. Okay, here we have to write the profiles. We have to write a profiles element. So in the pom.xml, we have to write a profiles. Inside the profiles, we can write any number of profiles. Okay. So this profile ID is test. This ID is to identify uniquely each profile. Okay. Okay. So in this profile, I have written a build element. Inside the build, I have written plugins. So here also I am going to use the Androm plugin because I want to copy the properties files. Okay, so I am using the Maven Androm plugin here, and in this test phase I am going to copy this test env.test.properties files to resources folder, build resources directory, and it will overwrite the env.properties file. And I don't want copy these package these files test properties, int properties, and prod.properties files. Okay, I want to delete them. Okay, so go to src main. Here I am going to create a new folder. So resources directory. In this resources directory, new document env.properties. Okay, env-test. env-int env-production. Okay, this is the development environment. The default one is development. This is the integration, production, and test. Okay. So how we can activate this profile? We just added the profile. Okay, how we can activate it from command line? cd space build profiles men package. So here I am going to use -p. This p means indicates profile, -p, and the profile name is dev. Okay. Executing and task one could not find env.test.properties. Okay. env-. Okay. Run again. Okay. env hyphen env hyphen test only. This I will take it as a test only. Okay. Sorry. profile name is the test. Okay, build is success. Now go to folder here, target, classes. See here, env.test.properties with the test. Okay, so now I will just build. I am not activating any profiles here. So here you can see all properties files are copied, and the env.tst file is not overwritten. So overwrite equal to true, right? Let me check the default file once. src main resources development. Okay. men clean package. Okay. So if we are not activating any profiles, we'll copy the default file, default execution only. Okay. Now I will add two more profiles here. This is the int. This one is the prod. Okay. Save it. Go to terminal. int. Okay, build is success. Now go to target directory, classes. Now here you can see integration. Prod. Okay, it is updated with the production. Okay, like this we can activate profiles using command line. Okay, we can add profiles like this, and we can activate profiles through command line. Okay, this is one way to activate the profiles, and another way is we can activate profiles using via Maven settings. Okay, so we have to open settings.xml file available in user home under .m2. Okay, whenever we run Maven commands at first time, it will create a .m2 folder in your user home directory. Okay, so by default we cannot see the settings.xml file. We have to copy it from the Maven installation. Okay, and in that we have to configure the profiles. We have to add this element in the settings file. Okay, you can go to home. Okay, this is the this is the user home, and in this user home we have a .m2 folder. Here we have a repository. Okay, here it will store all the dependency jars. Okay, so in this .m2 there is no settings.xml file, right? So we have to get it from the Maven installation. Go to file system, ESR, local, Apache Maven, conf, copy the settings.xml, go to user home .m2, paste here. This is the per user. Okay, The Maven installation settings file is the global one. Okay, open it and go to end of this. So here you can see, here we can also add profiles like this, and we can activate profiles using active profiles. Save it and then go to terminal. This time you don't need to specify profiles in the command line. You can just run normal calls Maven package. Now you can see it is changed to test environment. Okay, if we change it to int and run again, again it is changed to integration. Okay, so this is another way to activate the profiles. And the next one is profile activation via environment variables. Okay, we have to add activation element under profile. After ID, okay, so env dot m2 underscore home, this m2 underscore home environment variable exists, then activate this test profile. Okay, Maven package, build is success. Now you can see here it is changed to test environment. Okay, suppose I change it to I'm copying it and I'm changing to m1, the production env m2 underscore home. Okay, now you can see it is changed to production. Okay, so like this we can use environment variables to activate the profiles. Okay, and another option is via operating system. Okay, based on OS also we can activate the profiles. Okay, I will just check OS version, Maven version. So Linux, this is the version. Family is the Unix. The name is Linux. I think i36. Architecture is i386. Okay, save it. Now run it. Sorry. Okay, now this time it will activate the integration. Okay, so based on the OS also we can activate the profiles. And next one is present or missing. Okay, if some file is missing, we can activate the profiles. Okay, so in the target classes env1.properties file is missing, then activate this test profile. Okay, you can see it is updated to test. This one is exists. File system, yes sir, local, Maven training, build profiles, src, main, src, main, resources. Okay, the resources folder env.properties file is exists, then activate this production environment, production profile. If build is success, go to file, it is updated to production environment. Okay, is it clear? So we can activate the profiles using 5 ways. One is through command line, and another one is settings file and environment variables uh, based on operating system, and some file are missing or existing. Using these 5 options, we can activate the profiles. So we can activate profiles. We can write profiles in pom.xml, or we can write in a settings.xml file. Is it clear? Any doubts? Okay, these two are very important. Okay, build life cycle and build profiles. Okay, that's all for today. Tomorrow we will see remaining concepts.